Sanibonani nonke emakhaya. Goeiemôre, spen you all this swart pen. The other day I made I think a nice video, thanking Themba Nkosi, Euphonik, DJ Euphonik, for exposing us and inviting us into his mind, how he thinks, how he moves, the work he's doing. When he sat on What a Week, W8W, which is a podcast hosted by radio legend DJ Fresh. The video went on for quite a while. I focused mostly on the things on the reasons why your parents wouldn't support your dreams, not just your parents, your loved one, your partner. And I offered some suggestions on how to get this right. I had a couple of other things I wanted to discuss on that day. And I decided to make another video because there were so many other things that I was triggered by watching the Euphonik sit down with DJ Fresh. I'm going to raise some of them now because I wrote some notes. The first one, and this is very, very important, is Euphonik speaks about learning to survive without one income stream. He particularly invests in property, I'm not sure what else, but investing in real assets and alternative income is fundamentally important. I know a lot of people are struggling to get jobs, those that are looking for jobs. I know a lot of people are struggling to even run a business or a side hustle. But even once you have secured a job, and that job could be paying you very well, could be earning a very comfortable 50,000 Rand a month, you should never rely on one income stream. It is very dangerous. It puts you at risk. If you can maybe generate another 1, 2, 3 income streams on the side, I think you can cover yourself, you can lower your risk. And at any given time, if you are to be retrenched from your job, these Section 189 letters, or if for whatever reason you have to resign or you are fired, at least you have things that can cover your shelter, your food, maybe your transport, and importantly, if you have children, your children as well. Try and look into things like rental income if you can. Try and look into things like selling goods and services on the side, just as a hobby, after hours through social media, and see if even through your career, you can find ways to get speaking engagements, maybe make content, social media content, YouTube videos. You work in a unique space that other people don't work in. How can you use social media to teach people the work you do, the complexities, educate them, and in return get paid by social media through ad money? I want to send a shout out to Elon Musk. I've made a video in the past, especially to people that were hating on Elon Musk for buying Twitter, which has now been rebranded as X. He gave the blueprint of what he was trying to do with the platform. And today he has started paying people through the platform Stripe. A lot of South Africans are getting paid, the ones that are verified. People were laughing at us. Why would you pay 200 Rand a month to be on Twitter? Elon Musk explained it so that you can send longer pieces of text, so that you can load longer videos. And in time, he will be sharing ad revenue, and he's kept to his word, and people have been getting paid even in South Africa. I hope a lot of the haters are going to take a moment to reflect and to apologize for their ignorance, for their short-sightedness in this. Anyways, so you can use those platforms to share about your jobs and make a little bit of money on the side. I'm not sure which one I want to start with first. Let me just go into it. The rape allegations or the sexual assault allegations that were put on Euphonik and Fresh by, I think, a couple of people. To this day, a lot of people still don't quite understand what happened to the case. DJ Fresh has sat on Podcast and Chill with MacG and Sol and the Ghost Lady trying to explain his side. I think for me, in particular, it's the first time I heard Euphonik saying his side of that case that was opened. One of the cases Euphonik opened in particular was a defamation case against Ntsiki Mazwai. I've sat with Ntsiki Mazwai on the panel show. You can go and check out that sit down. She used to be on Unpopular. There's an Unpopular podcast. She unfortunately had a fight and clashes with the production team, and it has now been handed over to other people. And she's now got Umoya, which is her podcast platform. But Euphonik has sued Ntsiki Mazwai for defamation. And he won the case. And in winning the case, Ntsiki Mazwai was ordered to pay 200,000 Rand in legal fees to Euphonik. DJ Fresh asks him, has Ntsiki paid you? And they have a laugh. And Euphonik's like, no, she hasn't. She claims that she does not have money. Now, they had a laugh. She doesn't have money. She may not have money, and that's fine. It's a very important lesson for you guys to understand that you can sue someone and they may not be able to pay you. And in there not being able to pay you because they don't have money, they don't have a job, it's some obscure child on social media. The fees that you've paid your lawyers for sending out the letters, for representing you in court, 50,000 Rand, 100,000 Rand, maybe even more, 200,000 Rand in Euphonik's case. Those people may not be able to pay you. On paper and officially, you will have won the case. And maybe the person will be asked to send an official apology on social media, on other platforms. But you lost money. You have lost money. So be very careful when you decide to sue someone that you may not get the damages you seek. You may not get, you may not be able to recoup your legal costs as well. You might get the apology and it's great, but are the people that were calling you names, are the people that maybe drew you back from campaigns, if you're an influencer, if you got fired from your job, etc., are they going to compensate you for the damage that you've had, or will you just be sitting there with just an apology on Twitter? That's very, very dangerous, and you need to just be careful of it. And it's one of the issues it's one of the reasons I have an issue with our legal system, because it does not focus on justice. It just focuses on money. Who has money? Who has the most money, etc. Luckily, Euphonik doesn't need the money he paid his lawyers to keep going. Imagine the next person that goes and takes out a loan to go and pay for legal fees for defamation or for whatever case. They win the case. The judge orders the person who lost to pay them. But then they don't get paid, and you're like, I'm still paying the bank the money that I loaned for my legal fees, where I won the case, but I've not been paid. So that's one of the things I wanted to raise. I also wanted to raise with Ntsiki Mazwai that, you know, Euphonik and Fresh are boys. They're boys, you know. They gents, you know, lekker gents, and they understand banter. Guys that were sportsmen in school, especially the rugby players, guys that went to boys' schools in particular, there's this thing called banter where we chirp each other. It's literally teasing each other. Yeah, but your mom says she loves me. Yeah, but your dad is uglier than Wanwat's dad. And we have a fat laugh. And it's all in good faith. It is not to harm someone. It is not to cause someone to be depressed, suicidal, etc. A lot of females have not been exposed to this boys' banter, chirping culture. And a lot of guys in their banter do not realize that they are harassing women, that they are violating women to some degree. And some women feel uncomfortable. You're having a joke. Oh, your butt is so big, it reminds me of my father's trailer. We have a fat laugh, and the guys that are around me are like, oh, that was a good one. The lady that I'm saying this to gets offended. She calls it sexual harassment. I'm objectifying her, etc., etc. So, Euphonik speaks about a time when Twitter wasn't as hectic as it is now, where he called Ntsiki Mazwai dirty. Now, for him, and he says it was banter. Now, you don't know how someone's going to receive that if they don't know the culture of banter. Yeah, but Pen, you and your ugly, smelly Adidas sneakers, get new shoes. We all have a fat laugh. And I turn that banter on social media into something positive. I auction my shoes. I take that money along with other donations, and I go and I buy 20 pairs of black sneakers for needy children in the township of Zandspruit. And we also get food packs for them, and we make it something really beautiful. We took banter, life through lemons, we turned it into lemonade. For the next person, they don't, Ntsiki Mazwai, for example, say, oh, well, since you say I'm dirty, you are bald, as an example, and people have a fat laugh. She may have taken offense. And Euphonik may be right in saying that maybe this was Ntsiki's chance to retaliate, saying, of course, he raped those girls, #MeToo, etc., which led to the case, which he eventually won. But it's something for a lot of us guys, especially guys that went to boys' schools, guys that understand jock culture. Guys, when you cracking chirps, when you're joking with someone, it's not just for females. There are many other guys that don't understand that culture of cracking jokes, of if someone says something to you, respond back with something derogatory, vulgar. That's not what your mom said last night when I was with her. Someone might actually take offense. Someone might actually even get hurt. So that is something we really, really need to think about and consider in the words that we use with people that are not of the same cultural background, that don't come from the same spaces, and that have not given us the thumbs up to say, look, yo mama, you know the yo mama jokes. Your mama's so fat that what? Your mama's so old, she used to ride a dinosaur. Yo daddy's so crusty. You know, some people don't like that culture, so we need to be really, really sensitive, especially putting it on a platform like Twitter, where you and I might understand the banter, But then your fans might not understand that I was just joking. And they're like, oh, are you going to let that slide? I can't believe he called you that. And then you get upset. So let's just be very, very sensitive and empathetic to other people. The complexity of rape is something I've made many videos about. And I'm going to speak about it again. I normally get attacked by a lot of young men for my views. But I'm gonna raise them again because it is important. So, do I want to raise this first or last? Let me think. Okay, let me raise it since we're here. When Toles Mongezi sat on Podcast and Chill with Mac G and Sol and Ghost Lady, I made 3 videos trying to talk about the complexity of rape and trying to explain that because Toles Mo, I don't even know you'd call it he won the case, but it does not necessarily mean there was no foul play. And a lot of people attacked me, a lot of the chillers, a lot of fans of Toles Mo. I, the Black Pen, am a huge fan of Mongezi, of Toles Mo. Been a fan of him for a long time. I've sat with him. I'm hoping at some point to sit with him again. And I empathize with everything that he's gone through. I do not even want to begin to imagine the psychological strain that the rape case by Lerato Moloi has put on him. He said that he's gone to rehab. He said that he's been suicidal. He said that he lost income and couldn't provide for his family. He, in some way, lost his manhood. It is very tragic. And we need to understand this, and we need to explain, especially to women, why they must not go and falsely accuse men of rape, because it destroys people's lives. Toles Mo could have taken his life. There was a young boy who took his life when some girl said she was joking that he raped her. He took his life. It is a serious thing. But we need to protect everyone. We can't just protect women because we feel like it. Hashtag I believe her. Hashtag me too. And then when it suits us, we defend Sjava, Toles Mo, because it suits whoever our agenda is or whatever triggers us. With the Lerato Moloi case, there was not enough evidence to go to trial. You need to understand the law, guys. There was not enough evidence to go to trial. That does not mean automatically that Lerato Moloi lied. And it does not mean automatically that Toles Mo raped her or that he is innocent. So we need to understand the law. We need to have some type of legal literacy so that when these things happen, we're not like, yeah, Lerato Moloi was lying. Nah. Same thing happened with the Sjava and Lady Zamar case. There was not enough evidence to go to trial. There was not enough evidence to go to trial. That means if the people that were assessing the evidence, they were like, look, if we go to court, we're going to say, look, there's no evidence beyond reasonable doubt to prove that Toles Mo or Sjava did something wrong. Therefore, they are found not guilty. And then it's a celebration. It is not to say that nothing happened. It's to say that there isn't enough evidence. So that's very important. Now, with the case of Euphonik and DJ Fresh, something similar has happened as far as my understanding. The girls don't have video footage of themselves being raped or sexually assaulted. They do not have a confession via text or voice note or video from Euphonik or Fresh saying that they violated them. There is no proof that they had sex with these people. There is no semen that has been tested in a rape kit to say this semen belongs to Euphonik, belongs to DJ Fresh. There are no witnesses to say that we were there when these guys sexually assaulted, raped, sexually violated these women. Nothing. So Euphonik is saying, look, a lot of people know my character and my morals. My family knows me. My wife knows me. I looked at some of these women and I wouldn't even be with them, which is something similar to what Toles Mo said about Lerato Moloi. He called her names around how she looks, etc., that she's ugly. And, you know, that's not nice, but obviously it's from a place of pain. You're attacking me. You're falsely accusing me of stuff. Like, what do you want me to say? Look, maybe I raped you. I don't know, but I've never met you. But look, maybe you're... I cannot be polite. But for those of us on the outside, and this is very important for those of us who like playing Judge Judy on Twitter. Oh, he's guilty. You can see it in his face. Yeah, but a lady who's been raped wouldn't behave like... You're like, bro, you guys need to be sensitive to these matters. All I'm saying is there was not enough evidence to take this trial further. And therefore, if these girls were raped, they will not get justice because there wasn't enough evidence. If these guys are innocent, Fresh, Euphonik, unfortunately, there wasn't enough evidence to prove that there's a text, there's a video of these girls sitting in a room saying, yeah, you look, fuck him, I hate him, I want to cancel him. You know, he broke my friend's heart and I'm on a fucking lie. We don't have that. So what we left with is, guys, we don't know what happened. The guys were not there. There were no rape kits. There's no evidence. So as far as the law is concerned, this thing has never happened because there's nothing to prove. And the more important lesson for some of you out there, especially young boys, young men in particular, the way you move when you're at the clubs, when you're drinking with girls, be very careful how you approach and speak with girls. Be very careful how you touch women, because especially in a public space, people will see you guys laughing, dancing, how you grabbed her, you guys disappearing into a room somewhere. When she comes out crying rape, people will say, but we saw them leaving somewhere together. Or we saw this guy pulling this girl and she was like, no. And you're like, oh, we were just playing. Bro, be very careful. And if you can get like text evidence, especially when you're flirting with a girl on WhatsApp or via DMs on Twitter, Instagram, when you flirt sexually, you know, I'd actually like to get intimate with you. And have her come back and be like, you know, I actually think you're very cute as well. I wouldn't mind, you know, getting intimate. Have that proof to say, look, Your Honor, I let her know that I want to come over. I want to have sex with her. And she reciprocated in a positive note. So she's saying I raped her. And we don't know if there was rape or not. But the bottom line is she's aware that I wanted to have sex with her. And in text, she somewhat consented to, I wouldn't mind as well. And to women out there, they need to be very careful in how they flirt with, lure men to their places, and then all of a sudden don't want to have sex. Be very careful of the text you're sending with guys. If, unfortunately, tragically, you find yourself being a victim of rape, you need to collect evidence. You need to, right after then, in your state of shock and trauma and losing your mind, something needs to kick in and be like, I'm going to the police station right now. I will take my cell phone. I will record myself speaking about what has just happened, crying, this has just happened to me. I will take as many photos as possible. I will make a video. I will go to the police. I will get a rape kit. I will see if I can get my friends to support me and go to the doctor. And if there's maybe some scratches and bleeding, I will put all of that together. And the one thing you need to understand, once you have that rape kit, once you've got that evidence sitting, share it with some of your close friends. Be like, look, I do not want you guys to share this. But when I'm ready, mentally, when I've consulted with a lawyer, etc., I will then decide. Because at the end of the day, it's the woman, the victim. It could be a man as well. They get to decide if they want to open a case. They can decide for whatever reason. And look, some women have spoken about this, that, you know, once you go out into the world and open a rape case, you have this rape victim thing on your forehead. And everywhere you go, people feel sorry for you. Some men are actually scared to come close to you because they're like, oh, what if you accuse me of rape? You look at someone like Lerato Moloi. No one has seen or heard of her from her since. We don't know what state of mind she's in. You look at someone like Lady Zamar, who has been cyber-bullied constantly. And she's gone on to say, look, I've had suicidal thoughts because this happened to me. But people attacked me. And you know, so many women are like, yo, guys, do I really want to go through Lady Zamar went through? Do I really want to be called names? Those are the complexities of these matters. So we need to be wiser around how we move. But more than anything, man, teach your young boys, teach your young girls to be sexually disciplined. Stop watching porn and getting fucking horny and want to fuck everything in the streets and sending DMs and dick pics, and chicks are sending pictures and videos of themselves, fingering themselves. I'm so horny for you, come fuck my brains out. Like, that type of culture perpetuates this hyper-sexualized environment we have, to a point where when a boy's with a girl in a room, he just wants to tear her clothes off. When a girl is with a boy in a room, she wants to replay what she read in 50 Shades of Grey. Like, we need to teach our children sexual discipline. We need to teach our boys and girls that your body is your body and it is sacred and that you have sovereignty on it. You get to decide who touches it, and you must tell people, don't touch me. And you have the right to say yes, no to anything that you want with your body, and make sure that the other person is comfortable, and ask them. And if it is something as stupid as sending a text, because of the rape incidences, the violence that is out there, the sexual assault on so many people, I would like you to send me a text. Would you like me to have sex with you? Yes or no? If I'm coming over to your place, are you agreeing that we will have sex? Yes or no? So that tomorrow when we both wake up, drunk, tipsy, sober, And you're like, I didn't want to. I will open a case. I'm like, Sissy, we discussed this over text. I've got proof of you saying you were happy for us to have sex. And if she's like, I know I have proof, but you punched me. You scratched me. Even when I said no, I recorded you, dog. Even when I said stop, you carried on. So yes, I agreed beforehand. But then after that, you violated me. And I will make sure that I get justice. So I just wanted to raise that. And I know I get attacked by a lot of people for saying these things. But because rape and sexual assault are so important to me and should be so important to you, I don't mind being bashed by young guys who get triggered. I don't mind being bashed by young women who get triggered. This is a very, very important and sensitive topic. And I will keep talking about it until people catch a fucking wake up and do things better. Because so many people are involved in adding fuel to this rape culture we have without realizing. The flirting and the wolf whistling and the girls that are playing hard to get and the Instagram girls that are showing off their bums and all of those things add, whether you like it or not, they add to the scourge that we have, unfortunately, in this country. Okay, I think I spoke about that. Two clashing ideologies. And I wanted to speak about Thando Thabethe, Mantsoe Pout, and Ntsiki Mazwai as well. DJ Fresh asks Euphonik, how did you feel with Thando Thabethe, was willing to pay the legal fees of the so-called victims or the people that opened the case against him? And Euphonik said he spoke to Thando, and both him and Fresh were like, Thando said that she felt pressured by some feminist activist to assist. I know Thando personally. I know Mantsoe Pout personally. I'm huge fans of their work and their hustles. I know Thando Thabethe in particular is one of my role models. I was with her at UJ. She was studying something else. I was doing my honors in accounts. And we have a lot of mutual friends. I watched her as a UJ student fight, hustle, to become the superstar that she is today. Extreme resilience, perseverance, hard work, comedy, radio, MCing, DJing. Thando Thabethe she's meant to be like one of the biggest role models for young girls in terms of work ethic and what she's done to build a brand. Mantsoe Pout and what she's done in radio, all the way to working with DJ Fresh. I think she's had opportunities to go overseas as well. And the work that they've put in. Ntsiki Mazwai, sure, I'll mention her as well. So I need to explain something, and maybe this is a lesson for Euphonik and Fresh and so many of you out there. Fresh speaks about how they gave Thando Thabethe a break and how they even booked her on O-Ship, their cruise, where there's lots of entertainment, people come through, have a good time. Euphonik speaks later on about, and obviously Mantsoe Pout has worked with DJ Fresh, so I can imagine he put her on as well. Euphonik speaks about how he met Ntsiki Mazwai through Spectacular, who was paid. Amazing gent as well. And how he helped put on Ntsiki Mazwai on a big song. Now, guys, when you put someone on, they do not owe you anything beyond what you put them onto. So, if Fresh and Euphonik put Thando Thabethe on at O-Ship, her obligation to them is to make sure that she's professional, she's on time, she delivers a great set, so that the people that come through are like, oh shit, dog, that chick you put on, too fucking dope. That's what she owes them, nothing beyond. If she'd like to pay them a commission for whatever she gets paid, that's up to her. If she would like to be like, look, I owe you a favor, one day I will put you guys on, that's dope. But you don't have to, there's no obligation. If Euphonik put Ntsiki Mazwai on somewhere, she might be like, dog, I just want to thank you, I made some money, can I take you out for lunch? Can I maybe buy your child, a nice present? Mantsoe Pout with Fresh, I just want to thank you forever for putting me on. Everywhere I go, I'll always be like, guys, I want to send a shout out to DJ Fresh. He was one of the people that put me on. But nothing beyond that. Those people do not owe you loyalty beyond that. DJ Sbu put me on the Hustlers Corner. I did a lot of amazing work with him on the Hustlers Corner. We set up the virtual Nkuku as well. I do not owe him anything beyond being professional, showing up on time, and delivering good content on the Hustlers Corner. I went and I assisted and I got a lot of really dope guests. I sat with Sbu and we had a lot of personal chats. And I gave him a little bit of knowledge that I have and gave him personal advice in certain things. Where possible, I tried to see if I could help him get certain work somewhere. That was me because I'm a huge fan of DJ Sbu. He's inspired me for many years. But for putting me on the Hustler's Corner, I didn't owe him anything beyond doing good work. I do not have to defend him anywhere. I do not have to support his views somewhere. If he's on an African spirituality journey, I do not owe him to go with him there. If Sbu's like, Pen, get me this guest, I don't owe him to get a guest just because he put me on. I don't. That's very important. If Sbu is accused of something, Sbu Zahara, I do not owe Sbu to defend him. I've never been a part of TS Records. I've never met, unfortunately, Sbu Zahara. I was not there when they signed deals and when things went sour. Now I'm there coming to defend. Guys, DJ Sbu didn't do it. I don't owe him that. I can still have my own opinion and say, no, I think Sbu stole Zahara's money, which I do not believe is the case. I've asked Sbu on platforms. Other people have asked Sbu and he's said his side. I've reached out to Zahara herself and I've said, Sisi, I'm willing to sit with you and maybe you can tell your story, with the hope of letting her tell her story, especially with someone who's connected with Sbu. And then hopefully in listening to her story, I would be able to figure out what went wrong. Could this have been a DJ Sbu issue where no man Sbu, the contract that you guys wrote for this chick didn't make sense. This is how you guys should have rectified it. Or no man Zahara, you know, this is actually a standard deal. You feel snaked because of these reasons. And in future, this is how you move. And it becomes a teachable moment for everybody. But I don't owe him that. I don't owe her that. I don't owe anyone that. When people put you on, when an employer gives you a job, you owe them to do a good job. That's it. So it's very important that people understand that Thando Thabethe, Mantsoe Pout, even Ntsiki Mazwai do not owe Euphonik and Fresh to defend them when ladies that they don't know are accusing them of rape. They were not there. They don't know what happened. These girls could be victims. These girls could be fucking opportunistic liars. They don't know. What they can do with the platforms they have is say, guys, I'm friends with Euphonik. I'm friends with Fresh. These are really amazing guys. Great family men. I do not know if they did this thing. It would be very unfortunate if they did. But from my side, my understanding of their morality and their characters, that they wouldn't do this. But it's very, very sad. On the other side, I'm a woman. And I'm a woman who's maybe been violated by men that other people love out there. That people are like, he would never do that. I'm like, really? Umfundisi, an entire pastor of a church, an entire principal of a school, the king of morality, the lawyer, the guy who defends rape victims. He raped. The prison warden, the police officer, raped. I know those stories. So as a woman, as an example, they would say, look, as a woman, I feel sorry for young girls, especially girls who are not celebrities, who don't have profiles, when they take the brave step to come out and speak out. And I'm saying to those girls, guys, if you were violated, please understand that you have a right to go and open a case. And we, where we can, will support you where we can. We will support our friends because we stand in solidarity with our friends. But we will also start trying to help you because you're a young woman who feels violated. And we'll also speak to our friends and be like, gents, did you do this? Take us into your confidence because this thing maybe doesn't even need to go to court. We can get these girls in a room, we can get you in a room and we can speak to them and be like, guys, maybe the guys were drunk. Maybe you guys were flirting too much. You were twerking on their laps while they were chilling. You know, you guys were wrong. So let's see how we can remedy this. The guys will say sorry, they'll do community service. Maybe they can pay you damages and this does not need to go to court. And you will get real justice. And the guys will apologize to you in real time if they did it. And if you guys are lying, see, when this thing goes to court, you guys are going to look bad. And people are going to see your faces. And in future, the next time you open a case, no one is going to believe you. And if you were wrong, if someone sent you, someone paid you to come and destroy these guys' careers, this is your chance to open up. And then speak to these guys and apologize. Fresh Euphonik was so sorry. Someone paid us 10,000 Rand to say this and that. We're so sorry. We were wrong. And we handle it like adults. That's what could have been done. But now, the bigger lesson, and Euphonik raises it very correctly to Fresh, is Fresh, you told me, bro. You told me that these people at work are not your friends. These are your colleagues. You guys work together. That's it. You go to work, you do your work, you go home. You're not expecting them to show up at your kiddie's birthday, to show up at your wife's baby shower. You don't expect him to defend you in the streets. Nah, this is just a work colleague. They must only defend me as far as the work is concerned. Euphonik was late. No, he wasn't. Euphonik was on time. Yeah, but DJ Fresh didn't pay. Nah, DJ Fresh paid me, dog. Yeah, how DJ Sbu, he stole Zahara's money. No, he didn't. We had a contract. The contract may have been unfair if you want, but he didn't do anything wrong. Because if he did, you can open a case, you can sue him and get your money. Come on, boy. There are so many shark lawyers out there that would love to sit with Sbu. I think her name is Sbu Zahara. Take Sbu to court, take him to the cleaners. Take a chunk of more fire, take a chunk of whatever he owns. But it's not happening. We need to be mature adults and we need to be unemotional when we deal with these things. It's called conflict resolution. And the people that have sober minds are the ones that have the wisdom to sit and mediate with people and find solutions that put everyone in peace and everyone walks away happy saying, look, I think the right thing happened here. I think the right thing happened here. Is there anything else? Yeah, I think that's all. I've covered everything. Love you guys very much. Again, I want to thank Themba Nkosi, Euphonik, for teaching us, man. You know, I know he says he keeps to himself. I know he says he doesn't bother anyone. But Euphonik, so many of us are fans of the work you've done. So many of us would love to learn from you. Would love to learn from people like yourself, DJ Fresh, Black Coffee, DJ Sbu, obviously from Emaporisa, Kabza the Small, Thando Thabethe, DJ Zinhle, Sindo. You know, we'd like to learn from all of you guys. There's so much to be learned. There's so much to be learned. The good and the bad, the mistakes, you know, so much. And I want to thank Fresh for the platform, man. You know, podcasting is allowing us to have long form conversations in things that maybe would not have been politically correct on mainstream platforms. Don't discuss that on radio. We're going to catch heat. Don't discuss this on TV. We're going to lose sponsorships. Advertisers want to pull out. Go to a podcast. Go to the panel show. Sit with Penuel, the Black Pen. Go to the Hustlers Corner. Go to Nkulego on Culture. Go to Podcast and Chill. Go to, okay, he does mostly politics. Go to SMWX with Dr. Sizwe Mpofu Walsh. Go to GG Lemaine. Go to someone, man. Sit with them and have chats. And speak about your things. You know, I've had a small chat with Lady Zamar. I don't know if I'll sit with her at some point. But just as a human being, it would be nice to sit with her and have a chat. She sat with Tebegile Mkhototo on Unfollowed on Showmax. Sit, let's have a chat. Let's make sure that in our chats we are focusing on teaching, on learning ourselves. You know, you could come to a chat with an agenda. Yes, he did me wrong. And maybe leave after the chat, be like, shit, maybe I was wrong. Maybe I should actually go back to that guy and be like, bro, I hurt you and I'm sorry. And that becomes like a really great moment. I mean, can you imagine sitting with Sjava and Lady Zamar and letting them speak about what happened? If they get emotional, they get emotional. But at the end, see if you can be like, guys, I was wrong here. I was wrong here. I'm sorry. Maybe opening a case was too serious. Maybe I should have come to you. Maybe I should have gone to your mom. Yeah, I'm sorry as well. Maybe I should have apologized and you know, been more sensitive. Lerato, Moloi and Tolesmo, get them to sit. And you do this in front of people. And people are like, oh shit, dog. Like, not everything has to end badly. People don't have to be enemies until they die. We can actually save lives. We can actually resolve these things. And you can get ordinary family members, especially with things like divorce. Things like people falling pregnant and the guy didn't pay damages and the child doesn't take the man's surname and now there's hate and beef. You will not see this child. And at some point you're like, guys, we've reconciled. And we'd like to do it on camera so that other people in similar situations can learn. Ngiyaxolela. Ngiyaxolisa nami for what I did. And let's resolve. Let's move forward. Let's have peace. Let's have peace. Yeah, man. Wishing the Springboks, just in closing, you know, a bit lighter note. Wishing the Springboks good luck after their loss against Ireland. Really, really great match. They're going to be playing Tonga. Amazing players. Malakai Fikitua, who was an All Black and then left to and make more money to feed his family. Beautiful story for another day. Charles Piutau was one of my favorite rugby players at some point. Also played for the New Zealand All Blacks. Left New Zealand to go and make more money overseas because he had so many siblings, so many nephews and nieces that he needed to provide for, what we call black tax. They're going to be playing Big Ben Tamifuna is the captain, and the Tongan players. I think the flower for New Zealand, Richie Mounga, might be from Tonga. There's a whole lot of other New Zealand rugby players that are from places like Fiji, Tonga, Samoa. We love those places, man. These people feel like our people. You know, when they speak about Jamaica and Haiti, you know, they feel like our indigenous African people, you know, an impoverished indigenous people, some who were colonized, some who were exploited, who come up in the world and look for better. Very passionate. They've got their own haka, the Tongans, but they're more of a second tier side. I hope the Springboks are going to have an amazing game. I hope they'll have a very convincing win. Andre Pollard starts at 10. We hope his kicking boot is on and he has a great game. Andre Esterhuizen and Kanan Moody are going to be playing at the centers. We've got Magazole Mapimpi. We've got, who's playing right wing? Grant Williams, scrum half. We've got Willie Leroux, legend, at the back. We've got Kobus Reinach playing scrum half. People like Jaden Hendricks are going to be on the bench. Manny Libok is going to be on the bench. Sia Kolisi is playing, but Dwayne Vermeulen comes on. Dion Fourie comes on. Yeah, look, maybe I should make a separate rugby video. But I love you guys very much. And again, Themba Nkosi and to Fresh, thank you so much. I hope this has been an educational conversation for you guys as well. Penuel, the black pen. Upenweli pen elimnyama, Siba Ulunsundu. The Spenuel, the swart pen. Ek hoop julle gaan julle Vrydag geniet en die res van julle naweek. Ek is baie lief vir julle en Thando Thabethe. Love you guys. Cheers.